Hi everyone, this is your host Flye Books and I'd like to welcome you to the show. Today we have author LaKia Morrison. She is the author of the book, Can You Handle My Pearls? Welcome LaKia. How did you start writing? How did you begin writing?
To be honest with you, the honest story is I went in the bathroom to pray. A lot of women go in the bathroom to pray. I went in the bathroom to pray.
In the closet,
and the title just came to me.
This title,
Can You Handle My Pearls, is not new at all. That came in about October of 2007.
Wow.
That title was 2007.
So what was the delay from October 2007 until when your book came out? Yeah.
Life was a delay.
Right.
Baby, law school, divorce.
Right.
Finding new identity, job. I mean, life was a delay, but I won't even say life was a delay. Life was like the reason I have anything to write.
Exactly.
Life kind of gave me the chapters that are in this book.
Were you inspired based on your own relationship experiences?
Yes.
Yes.
Every single chapter in this book is based on something that I personally experienced, and God just taught me a lesson from it.
Wow.
And so I wrote the lesson.
Right.
My goal was to write the lesson without revealing the pain.
What did you learn from writing this book? Putting your thoughts on paper about relationships.
I learned that there is healing in writing.
Yes.
I really did learn that. There is healing in writing, and I learned how much you can help people without revealing every nasty detail of every single blow and every single, you know what I mean? I learned that God is really, He really means it when He say love covers a multitude of sins.
It really does.
It will cover and still be able to reach. Sometimes we feel like we got to tell it all to reach. You don't have to tell it all. One of the things I did not want people to walk away from with my book was being suspicious of everybody and acting like, oh, they can't handle me, they can't handle. No, that's not the attitude that we have to have, because the same person that can't handle you today may be able to bypass you tomorrow. So it's not that kind of uppity attitude of they can't handle me. No, it's just about, okay, I've discerned where you are, I know where I am. You first got to start with you.
You first have
That's
to
my
start
advice.
with you.
Start with you. Where are you? Where are you going? What are you trying to do?
What is good for you in this life?
First and then you can respect another person's process and say, I see where you are and I see where I'm trying to go. You don't fit where I'm going. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Doesn't mean I can't say hey to you. Doesn't mean that we can't go get lunch sometime. Doesn't mean any of that. It just means that for where I'm going and what I'm doing, there's a certain type of connection. You may not be able to be in my inner circle, but you can be on the outer circle. It's things like that.
And maybe one day that person, like I think you talked about in the book, maybe one day they will be on the inner circle, but right now that's not where it is, and people really try to force. They try to force relationships. They know that it's wrong. They know that it's not good for them, and they continue to go back.
Because I feel.
Well, humans are all about the emotions and what, how they feel,
But they're fickle. That's something I always tell people. Emotions are fickle.
They are.
They change. I mean, think about it. We like somebody today. One little thing happened, we don't like them no more. Emotions, they change. So if you base a decision on them, you're going to be unstable.
That's true.
You are going to be unstable. You like them today, don't like them tomorrow, like them next week, don't like them the next month. You up and down. But if you base things on facts, base things on what the Holy Spirit is saying, you can make a sound, solid decision.
Some of the strategies people can use to gain discernment in their life and in their relationships.
It comes from, number one, a relationship with Christ.
That's right.
You have to have a personal relationship because He, the Holy Spirit, is the person that's informing you of what's going on. And then to go from that to okay, now the things that you go through. If we allow the things we go through to teach us. I don't think we take a lot of time to really sit back and reflect on what happened. What just happened to me? What decision did I just make? How did I get here?
And the funny thing is, LaKia, is that we already know that moment when you're not supposed to do something, the Holy Spirit will inform you, but we as humans, we don't pay attention. We override it. What challenges did you face in getting this book published? Did you face any, or was it smooth sailing?
I didn't face any challenges getting it published. The challenges I faced was dealing with the emotions of the chapters. My challenge was getting it down.
Right. So when you were writing the chapters, did you kind of relive
Yes.
that moment?
Oh, God.
Wow.
That's why some chapters it might have taken me 6 months. Cause you know, it took me a while. I would pick it up, and it seemed like just being honest. It seemed like certain chapters I would write, Connecting Beyond Disappointment, which is my favorite chapter.
Right.
But I wrote that chapter and went into depression right immediately thereafter.
Wow.
And so I had to just work through that and push through the depression and pray and fast and all this kind of stuff and then get back on the task, because you got to remember, God had tasked me with keeping the integrity of what I went through, but making sure they got the lesson. And so he would give me something in the Bible that had the lesson in it, and say, now write this based on the background of what you went through, but I don't want to see any of it in your book. And I was saying, oh God, so you got to live through it, go back through it and say, okay, what was it? I had to do a lot of reflection, and it was a lot of reliving. It was a lot of reliving, but
why was the one about connecting past disappointment such a struggle?
That was
Because I guess it's hard when somebody disappoints you, but you feel in your spirit that God is telling you, give this person a chance, but you're like, I don't want to do that. That's what they did. How did you get past that? Why was that so
I didn't know at the time, but I am a person, I can really say that now. I'm working on this. I'm still working on this, but I'm a person that has very high expectations. And so a lot of times I come into a relationship and I know what I'm bringing to you. And I know what I'm trying to do, and I know I'm trying to bring good out of you and trying to pull the best out of you. And so I have the expectation that you're going to be doing the same thing. And so when that doesn't happen, it's like I'm devastated. And I didn't realize
that goes back to what you're saying. Not everybody has the same mind think as you. You know, not everybody is going to be as nice, as sweet, as whatever it is. People just have different processes.
And you're going to have to respect where people are. And what God had to teach me was, people disappoint you, but that doesn't mean that everybody disappoints you is supposed to be cut off. Sometimes we're so quick to cut, but it's only because you did not respect where the person was. The way we wanted them to respond, they may not even be mature enough to respond that way. Doesn't mean they're a bad person, and doesn't mean they're not called for your life. They just are not mature in that area to respond like you want them to. But for me, it was like, oh no, they gotta be mature. I'm not No, but that's the part of living on this earth. You gotta respect what people are.
How can more people learn to trust the spiritual in a relationship as opposed to the carnal?
And sometimes I think we're trying to live through somebody else's relationship. That's why it's not working, because it's not my relationship. But I have to try. God will prove himself.
That's true.
He will prove himself, but we don't
you know
what I mean? If you don't ever show up to class, you don't know whether the teacher can teach up or not.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So
you don't know.
have to pick up that Bible and take a look, because the Bible is a guide for life. It is the life guide. And any issues that we may be going through here in the 21st century, guaranteed you're going to find the same issues in the Bible. And so we have to...
I learned that. One of your questions when you asked me what did I learn through this whole process, I did learn that Bible has the answer. If I can write 16 chapters on a story from the Bible about these principles, there are answers. And I went through all of the same exact principles, and God himself showed me, oh no baby, you can write about what you went through with these people in the Bible.
It really got me to thinking about my relationships. I've been married for 19 years, but it's still things that, this book showed me. It really showed me some things. And so I appreciate you writing this book and taking the time to really put your experience in. And I'm sure it was a lot of fact finding. It was a lot that you had to do to sit down and write this. Like you said, a lot that you had to go through to get this out. But I'm sure it was very cathartic to get this book out and to know that it will help someone else in their relationships. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you for reading.